Today brings dangerous new developments out of the Middle East, as Iran's furthest strike yet exposes deep, secretive ties with a surprising new player, North Korea. Pyongyang is actively supplying Tehran with the critical technology needed to massively upgrade its ballistic missile arsenal, and the regime is now threatening to strike Europe itself. In a massive escalation, Iran recently launched 2 medium-range ballistic missiles targeting the Diego Garcia military base, a highly strategic joint US and British installation located deep in the central Indian Ocean, roughly 4,000 kilometers from the Iranian coastline. Fortunately, neither missile reached its target. One suffered an in-flight failure, while the other was successfully shot down by an American interceptor missile launched from a US Navy warship. However, even without causing physical damage, this attack represents Iran's first operational use of medium-range ballistic missiles in combat. It signals an unprecedented effort by Tehran to project military power far beyond the borders of the Middle East. With this new 4,000-kilometer reach, Iran now has the capability to strike all of Europe. Previously, the standard range of Iran's Khorramshahr intermediate-range ballistic missile was limited to around 2,000 kilometers. But by reducing the warhead payload from its usual 1,500 kilograms down to approximately 300 to 500 kilograms, Iranian engineers have effectively doubled the missile's maximum range. While this trade-off significantly reduces the explosive yield, meaning it would require multiple strikes to destroy hardened military targets or critical infrastructure, the sheer distance it can travel represents a massive strategic shift. Iran did not develop this capability alone. Its ability to conduct these long-range strikes is directly tied to ongoing technological cooperation with North Korea. This is not just a case of Iran importing foreign weapons. This is a domestic missile program built entirely on a North Korean foundation. Initially, Pyongyang provided ballistic missile designs and complete systems like the Hwasong-10, which Iranian engineers reverse-engineered and adapted. Continued technology sharing and the supply of critical components have allowed Iran to refine systems like the Khorramshahr to operationally target locations as far away as Diego Garcia. This new range proves the Iranian regime is now a broader global threat. Major European capitals, including London, Paris, and Berlin, as well as critical NATO and US military installations across the continent, are now within striking distance. Tehran has explicitly stated its readiness to carry out operations against adversaries worldwide, warning that both military and civilian targets are on the table. Because the United States continues to conduct part of its air operations from bases across Europe, the mere existence of this missile capability significantly strengthens Iran's strategic leverage. They can now directly threaten European critical infrastructure to pressure NATO into halting the US bombing campaign. While the reduced payload of these long-range missiles is relatively modest, it is comparable to the payloads routinely used by Russia in Ukraine, such as the FAB-500 glide bomb or the Iskander missile. Individually limited, these munitions can still cause devastating damage when used at scale. However, Iran's missile stockpiles and launch sites are facing relentless daily bombardment by the United States and Israel, rapidly degrading their capabilities. Furthermore, any Iranian missile would have to penetrate advanced NATO defense systems, and Iran currently possesses a relatively limited number of these extended-range weapons, making it difficult to overwhelm European shields. But the strategic ripple effect is already being felt. Even a single missile slipping through could severely damage NATO's image of invulnerability. European air defenses are already stretched incredibly thin, as nations are now forced to defend the continent from both Russia and Iran simultaneously. This dual threat provides ammunition for political factions, arguing to halt the transfer of vital air defense systems to Ukraine, prioritizing domestic protection instead. With interceptor missiles being expended in the Middle East at an unsustainable pace, critical shortages are looming, potentially leaving Ukraine highly vulnerable. If you want to explore other key global developments that we could not cover in this video, make sure to visit our interactive news map linked in the description below. Thank you for watching this update, and a special thanks to everyone already following our coverage.